If you're a person who travels as much as I do and you use electronics, eventually you're going to find yourself needing electrical power when you're far from the grid, when there isn't necessarily an electrical outlet you can use for powering your cell phone or your iPod or any of those small electronic devices that we all like to use these days. British company PowerTraveller Limited has come up with this great kit that I'll be talking about for the next few months called the Powermonkey-eXplorer. And you can learn more about it at PowerMonkey-eXplorer.com. For this first installment, I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's included in the PowerMonkey-eXplorer kit and show you in brief how it all sort of works together and what it does. The heart of the whole system is this piece, what they call the PowerMonkey-eXplorer. And what it is, it's a little battery with some electronics installed inside of it. And you see it's got a little LCD screen that tells you how much charge there is in the battery. Seems pretty simple, right? But it's elegant because this is the output. And there are all these little tips that you can install. They include a whole host of these for all different kinds of electronics. You have a mini USB, a micro USB, a connector for LG phones, a G600, which I don't know what that is, PlayStations, various other things, a little 2-volt DC plug, a USB charger plug, something for your iPod, and a K750i. There's also a Nintendo DSi plug. So there are lots of different kinds of small electronics that you can power with this thing. You just plug them onto the output. And then you just have a little plug, and you plug it into whatever electronics you need. The beauty of the system is that this battery holds enough juice for quite a bit of usage. You can get a lot of hours, you can get multiple cell phone charges out of it, you can get a lot of hours on your iPod, or whatever else you're using. And you can charge this battery in several different ways. The way I use the most is that they include this nice little retractable USB cable that you just plug into your laptop, and it's nice and flexible. You just plug it in here, and it charges this thing up really nicely, and then that goes back down to being really nice and small. It also includes mains or AC power adapters for the whole planet. And so we've got USA, we've got this looks like Scotland when I used to live there, so probably British Isles, and several other options here. And all of those can be held in this nice black nylon case that they include with the kit. But the way that I think is actually most impressive, and you can store some of these things in this little storage bag that they give you as well. The way I think is most impressive is that PowerMonkey or PowerTraveller also includes this really nice solar panel here. This is especially great for those of us who are hikers, paddlers, climbers, or people who are going to be outdoors. So we're not just away from our own source of power, but we're away from any source of power. Solar technology has advanced a lot in the last few years, but this is pretty nice. It's small, it's light, and it's pretty durable. And it includes this little Velcro strap that you can use to stick it onto the back of your backpack while you're hiking. You can stick it on, part of your canoe or your kayak, put it in your deck bag. There are lots of ways to use this, and it uses a high-efficiency glass solar panel that actually puts out enough voltage and amperage to power something. Something you'll notice, when it's getting power, there's a little green LED here that lights up. And if I cover this, you'll see that, the LED goes out. And then when it starts getting back into good lighting, then it comes back on. That's a good indicator to use when you actually have this out. And I've been taking this all over the place to try it out and see how it goes. And it seems to work pretty well. They say that 6 hours of direct sunlight will give you a third of this charge, or enough to talk on your cell phone for several hours. And that's been pretty true in my experience. I'll often drive with it on the dashboard of my car, and that means that I can use the power takeoffs in my car for other things. It's been pretty effective at charging. My cell phone hasn't seen mains power for quite a while. And the way you use it is pretty simple. You just plug it into the input jack there and turn this guy on. And it may not be bright enough indoors, but yeah, there we go. Once it's getting enough power to charge, this LED turns red, and that's your indicator that it's charging. You can see that the LEDs are climbing there, showing that it's charging. And if I shut this off, it closes off to say that it's no longer being charged. Open it again and it starts charging. Once the battery in the PowerMonkey gets fully charged, then that LED will turn green, like the one on the Solar Slave, which is their term for the solar panel. And you can charge this. It'll automatically shut itself off from charging so it doesn't kill this battery when it has enough juice inside it. You can do lots of different things with it. And then getting your power back out of it is really, really simple. All you do is you take your device, this is my phone, plug it in there, and you can see it automatically recognizes that it's receiving power, and it'll start charging up. So the thing I really like about this is partly that it's very simple, it's very foolproof, and it's also very light and durable seeming. This piece here is not fully waterproof, but if you plug that little hole and put the cap on this one, it's pretty water resistant. They say that it'll withstand all different kinds of, short downpours, so you don't have to worry too much if it gets caught in the rain, although you should bring it inside. The solar panel seems pretty rugged. It's nicely coated with a rubberized coating. Seems pretty strong and robust, so I'm not really worried about it from that point of view. They do recommend that you not leave the solar panel plugged into the PowerMonkey for too long when you're not using it. So you want to unplug it, take it apart, rather than just leaving it out on your car dashboard for hours and hours or weeks and weeks. Other than that, it's basically plug and play. You take the battery out, you plug in whatever kind of tip you need, and you plug it into your electronics, and it just works. And I really applaud their design for that, because although I read the manual for this, which is nicely accordion printed and talks about some of their other charitable work, I really didn't need to read the manual for it. It was very simple. It just worked straight out of the box. So over the next few months, I'll be telling you a little bit about how I use the Powermonkey-eXplorer and how it works for me. I'm particularly looking forward to it because I do a lot of hiking in the wintertime, and I always carry a cell phone just in case. There isn't always good cell service in the places I like to hike, but as an emergency tool, it can be useful. But given that I'm often hiking at 20 or 30 degrees below zero in the wintertime, battery life is pretty rough. And so I'm looking at this as being a way of extending the battery life on my cell phone if I ever really need it. It'll also be interesting to see how effectively this charges as I'm going in and out of trees. And there are a lot of trees in the northern Adirondacks where I like to hike. So I'll let you know how all of that goes, and maybe I can find some friends who have some electronics that use all of these different tips. But so far, I'm really impressed. I'm very glad that I'm getting the opportunity to review this. Just so that you know, PowerTraveller has provided this review kit. No money has changed hands, so this is just an informational review through For All Outdoors. So anyway, my name is Hollis Easter. This is the Powermonkey-eXplorer, and I hope you'll check back at foralloutdoors.org to learn more about how this great kit works. Thanks.